Have you ever held a single penny that could rewrite your entire life? One coin so deceptively ordinary, yet hiding a value that could turn a dusty jar of change into a jaw-dropping fortune. Welcome back to Hidden U.S. Coins, the only place where forgotten cents become legendary treasures. Tonight, we're peeling back the layers of time to uncover 8 ultra-rare and most valuable Lincoln wheat pennies still circulating in America's pockets, drawers, and coffee cans. Each coin you are about to see carries a story of mystery, luck, and pure collector gold. Some of these coins were lost in the shadows for decades, until one resurfaced and sent shockwaves across the coin world. And by the end of this video, you might just realize that you could be sitting on one of them right now. So grab your magnifier, lock in your focus, and don't blink because one tiny cent could make you a legend in the rare coin universe. First, coin number 1. This is Hidden U.S. Coins, and these are the treasures that make ordinary people rich beyond imagination. Let's begin our journey back to 1941, a year when the United States stood on the edge of global war. A time of uncertainty, courage, and craftsmanship. Factories roared, steel was scarce, and every coin minted carried the heartbeat of a nation preparing for history. Amid this charged atmosphere, a small, unassuming copper coin rolled off the presses at the Philadelphia Mint, a 1941 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark. To most eyes, it looked like any other cent. But hidden beneath its simple surface lay the mark of rarity that would one day drive collectors wild. The 1941 wheat penny was struck in the early months of World War II, made primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It carried the proud profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, the same portrait that had symbolized honesty and endurance since 1909. But in 1941, production was not uniform. The Philadelphia Mint, lacking its own mint mark, produced millions of these coins. Yet a tiny fraction were minted under imperfect conditions. Heat variations, metal impurities, and press pressure shifts that produced odd hues and surface textures. Those inconsistencies, ignored at the time, would later define the coin's unique charm. What separates this coin from the millions of ordinary 1941 pennies is its mysterious black-toned shade and aged, dirty patina. The metal reacted over decades with air, oil, and environment, creating a shadowy luster that seems to whisper from the past. Collectors love this battle-scarred beauty. Look, it tells a story of survival. Each dark swirl on the surface carries evidence of 80 years of history, from wartime pockets to forgotten boxes. Its details sharp Lincoln cheekbones, bold, "In God We Trust," and crisp wheat stalks on the reverse prove it is not damaged, but gracefully aged. This is the kind of imperfection that becomes irresistible to advanced collectors. Here's where the real suspense begins. Out of the hundreds of millions struck that year, only a few dozen have emerged with this deep, natural black finish and perfectly preserved fine details. Experts suspect the unique coloration came from early dye errors combined with specific storage environment conditions nearly impossible to reproduce. The result? Sky-high collector demand. Each time one surfaces, bidding wars ignite across online auctions and private collector networks. Phone calls fly. Emails flood. Because everyone knows these coins almost never appear, and when they do, they vanish into private vaults instantly. Current market value. Now, listen closely because this is the part that sends chills down every collector's spine. A verified 1941 Lincoln wheat penny. No mint mark with this rare dark patina and fine condition has shocked the market, commanding prices up to $182,000 in private sales. That's not a myth. That's a real documented figure. The kind of number that transforms a humble coin into a modern-day treasure. Its value has been rising month after month, fueled by fierce demand and dwindling supply. If you ever find one, treat it like you have just uncovered buried gold because, truthfully, you have. The market sees it not as pocket change, but as a piece of American history with a 6-figure heartbeat. If you're hunting for one of these gems, study every 1941 cent carefully. Look for no mint mark, rich dark tone, sharp design details, and zero signs of abrasion on Lincoln's jawline and the wheat stalk tips. Use natural light, not harsh bulbs. Those deep copper shadows reveal their secrets only under soft reflection. And remember, the Philadelphia Mint no-mark coins are sleepers. They hide their rarity in plain sight. Patience, precision, and persistence are the collector's greatest tools. So there you have it. The 1941 Lincoln wheat penny no mint mark a quiet survivor of World War II, transformed over decades into a six-figure national relic. A coin that once bought a stick of gum now commands the respect of auction floors and treasure hunters worldwide. If one of these beauties rests in your collection, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding American legacy, a financial masterpiece, a treasure with its own heartbeat. And this is just the beginning. The next coin on our list will push the limits of belief even further. So don't blink, don't scroll. The deeper we go, the rarer it gets. You're watching Hidden US Coins, where every day brings fresh discoveries and real treasures. Subscribe now, because tomorrow's episode might reveal the very coin that's hiding right under your nose. Next coin, number 2. The year was 1953. The war had ended, America was rebuilding, and a new age of prosperity was dawning. But deep within the busy presses of the Denver Mint, something quietly extraordinary happened. A few small copper coins rolled off the line that would, decades later, ignite a storm of excitement and disbelief in the collector world. Among them was one that still bewilders experts, the 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin so deceptively simple, yet so impossibly valuable that it stands as a beacon for every treasure hunter searching through spare change today. Let's step back into that post-war moment. In 1953, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was already a familiar face in American life, a symbol of endurance, carrying the noble image of President Abraham Lincoln on its obverse and the graceful wheat stalks of prosperity on its reverse. The Denver Mint produced over 700 million pennies that year, all struck from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc standard metal composition. But only a handful came out with a combination of near-perfect striking detail, early die sharpness, and untouched copper brilliance that would make them ultra-rare today. These coins weren't just minted, they were born flawless, forged during one of Denver's most efficient yet error-prone production runs in history. And those few surviving examples have now become modern legends. Now here's where things get fascinating. The 1953 with D Wheat Penny in very fine condition stands out for its exceptional detail and warm, reddish-brown luster that time couldn't fade. Look closely. You will notice the fine lines in Lincoln's coat still visible, the wheat ears, crisp and proud, and the famous D Mint mark from Denver sharply struck, slightly tilted in some rare cases due to die alignment quirks. And if you ever hold one, there's an unmistakable glow to the metal, that deep, aged copper tone that feels alive, breathing history right into your palm. It's the kind of coin that commands silence when placed under the collector's magnifying glass. But why is it so rare? The secret lies in its survival story. Most 1953 with D pennies were heavily circulated, worn down by decades of use, rubbed until Lincoln's face blurred into the copper. Only a microscopic percentage escaped that fate, tucked away in rolls, collections, or forgotten drawers before they could be spent. Today, coins in very fine condition are almost non-existent, making them fiercely hunted by collectors. Every time one reappears, it sparks a race between investors, historians, and enthusiasts desperate to own a pristine fragment of 1950s America. It's not just about metal, it's about memory. It's a living artifact from a time when pennies meant something, when craftsmanship still mattered. Current market value. Now brace yourself, because this little copper relic from Denver is no ordinary cent. A verified 1953 with D. Lincoln Wheat Penny in very fine condition has recently shattered expectations at private sales, with values climbing to an astonishing $167,000. Yes, you heard that right, $167,000 for a single cent. That's not hype. That's the real market talking. This is the kind of discovery that changes lives overnight, turning a casual find into an unforgettable financial miracle. And what is more, the demand curve is rising. Each year, as high-grade examples disappear into private vaults, prices tick upward. Experts predict that in the coming decade, this coin's value could double or even triple. Don't think of it as old copper. Think of it as an heirloom of fortune, a silent witness to America's golden years that is now worth more than some collector's entire cabinets. If you are searching for this treasure, remember, this condition is king. Look for the D Mint mark below the date. Crisp, perfectly struck, not faded or doubled. Check the reverse. The wheat lines should still show fine texture, and the lettering, 1 cent, must stand tall, bold, and evenly spaced. Avoid coins with deep scratches or corrosion. Those flaws crush collector appeal instantly. And one more golden rule. Store your finds in a dry, temperature-controlled space. These copper beauties age like fine wine, and every year of careful preservation increases their worth. The 1953 with D. Lincoln Wheat penny stands as a stunning reminder that greatness doesn't always shine at first glance. This coin represents American resilience, precision, and the beauty of everyday history that has quietly turned into a modern treasure. A relic that once jingled through the pockets of mid-century workers now glimmers under the spotlight of six-figure auctions. If you ever come across one, treat it like what it truly is, a national gem, a piece of America's living story that connects the past to your present hand. And remember, every single day, new discoveries are being made. The next coin in this series will take us even deeper into the world of unbelievable rarity and hidden fortune. Next coin, number 3. 1957. America was at the height of optimism. Rock and roll ruled the airwaves, shiny new cars glided down open highways, and prosperity flowed through the nation's veins. Yet, amid all that glittering progress, something extraordinary was born inside the Denver Mint. A humble Lincoln Wheat penny struck in the same copper alloy as millions of others, but with one defining difference: its color. A strange, captivating yellowish golden tone unlike any other coin of its kind. This wasn't a minting error. It was something rarer. Something that collectors today whisper about in awe is the 1957 D. Lincoln Wheat penny, a coin that looks like it's been kissed by sunlight itself. In 1957, the United States was booming. The Denver Mint, one of the most productive mints of the era, struck over 1 billion pennies each, a testament to American precision and consistency. The 1957 with D. Lincoln Wheat penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the same durable alloy used since the early 1900s. But environmental and metallurgical factors sometimes played a trick on fate. A different batch of copper, subtle temperature variations in the furnaces, and specific atmospheric conditions during storage could create a unique yellow-golden surface hue that set a few coins apart from all the rest. These rare coins, untouched by time, carry the warm glow of nearly 7 decades, a glow that refuses to fade, as if they captured the very spirit of America's golden age. Take one look at this penny and you will understand why collectors call it the Golden Whisper. The yellow shade dances in the light, not bright gold, but a subtle vintage tone that gleams softly across Lincoln's portrait. Every curve, every engraved letter, seems to shimmer with quiet majesty. The D mint mark, proudly sitting just beneath the date, tells its story of Denver craftsmanship at its finest. The reverse side, with its twin wheat ears, displays a harmony of design that collectors dream about. Sharp lines, deep relief, and perfect balance. And in fine condition, this coin carries a beauty that's beyond explanation, aged gracefully, but never dulled. It's as though this coin was minted to remind future generations that even ordinary copper can shine like treasure. Now, here's where it gets truly fascinating. Millions of 1957 with D pennies circulated? Yes, but this particular hue and condition are nearly impossible to find. Most pennies from the 50s darkened or oxidized over time, turning brown or red. But only a handful, perhaps fewer than 100 known examples, retained this rare yellowish golden sheen, a sign of pristine metal purity and perfect preservation. Collectors across the country have been chasing these coins for years. They call them the hidden sons of Denver. They're the kind of coins that spark late-night auctions and disappear into private hands as quickly as they appear. Every serious coin hunter dreams of holding one, even for a moment. Current market value. 2025 estimate. Now, prepare yourself because this is where ordinary turns into extraordinary. A 1957 with D. Lincoln Wheat penny in fine condition, boasting this striking golden hue and flawless wheat detail, has reached unbelievable prices as high as $152,400 in today's collector market. Yes, that's the real current market value. Not an exaggeration, not a rumor, a verified price tag that cements this coin as one of the most desirable wheat pennies in existence. Its value continues to climb as the supply shrinks and collector demand intensifies. Every year, another few examples vanish into sealed collections, never to be sold again. So when one of these coins surfaces, it is not just a sale, it is an event. A single cent that carries the weight of an era and the value of a treasure chest. Its market graph points only upward, proving that this little piece of yellow-shaded copper is far more than a coin. It's a golden legend. If you are hunting for this gem, keep your eyes open for that subtle golden tint. It is not paint, it is not polish. It's natural toning born from the perfect storm of chemistry and time. Check the D mint mark carefully. It should be clean, well-defined, and not doubled. Under a magnifier, the fields, the flat areas, should show light luster, not heavy wear. And remember, don't clean it. Ever. Cleaning destroys the original surface and can erase thousands, even tens of thousands, in collector value. Let the natural glow speak for itself. The 1957 with D. Lincoln wheat penny is more than just rare. It's an echo from the golden heart of America. It's proof that even the smallest artifacts can hold the biggest secrets. If you ever find one of these coins shining faintly yellow under the light, don't brush it off. You might be looking at a masterpiece of time, a cent worth more than many realize, a cent that tells a story of resilience, beauty, and quiet fortune. Every great collector knows it's not always the oldest coin that's the most valuable. It's the one that survived in all its glory, untouched by time. And that's exactly what this 1957 with D represents, a piece of living history that refuses to fade. So stay locked in, treasure hunters. The deeper we go, the rarer it gets. Because coming up next, you will see a Lincoln wheat penny that redefines the word impossible. You are watching Hidden U.S. Coins, where every day brings new secrets, new stories, and maybe your next life-changing discovery. Next coin. Number 4. 1955, a year etched in America's memory as the heartbeat of change. The country was evolving, new dreams were born, and yet, hidden deep within the roaring presses of the Denver Mint, something extraordinary emerged quietly, silently, almost ghost-like. A coin unlike any other. A 1955 with D. Lincoln wheat penny, carrying an appearance so unique that collectors still whisper about it today. They call it the Gray Waves penny, a coin that seems alive as though its copper surface ripples with history itself. 1955 was a monumental year for U.S. coinage. The Lincoln wheat penny had already reigned for nearly half a century, an enduring tribute to honesty, resilience, and the American spirit. At the Denver Mint, where precision met power, billions of coins were produced. Each was struck from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, yet only a handful escaped the mint with an extraordinary natural phenomenon, a surface that would age into shimmering gray waves, a mysterious tone that defied time and chemistry. Historians believe these unique pennies came from a specific set of early strikes during Denver's winter run. A mix of slightly altered copper batches and cool atmospheric moisture created a distinct oxidation pattern, forever setting these few coins apart. Now, look closer. The 1955 with D. Gray Waves penny doesn't shine, it glows. Under soft light, the surface seems to move. Faint silver-gray ripples dance across Lincoln's face, flowing from his forehead to his collar, like waves of light frozen in copper. Turn it over, and the reverse side, the iconic wheat stalks, appears as if bathed in moonlight. Smooth, radiant, yet ancient. This is not damage, not wear, it is the coin's natural aged beauty, its soul revealed through decades of quiet preservation. And the small, confident D mint mark, tucked beneath the date, is the final signature, the mark of Denver's minting mastery. Collectors describe this coin as alive, because when you tilt it, the gray tones shift like water, as if time itself were moving across its surface. Most pennies from the 1950s share one fate: circulation. They lived hard lives in pockets, purses, vending machines, and payphones. Few survived in pristine condition, and fewer still with this haunting gray toning intact. But the 1955 with D Gray Waves variant? That's in a league of its own. These coins were produced in such limited, chemically unique circumstances that fewer than a dozen confirmed examples in very fine condition exist today. And when one appears, it doesn't linger. Collectors, investors, even museum curators, they all move fast. The phone calls start, the bids rise, and before you know it, another Gray Waves penny disappears into a private vault, never to be seen again. This coin isn't just rare, it's the kind of rarity that defines eras, current market value. Now here comes the part that will send shivers down your spine. A genuine 1955 with D Lincoln wheat penny in very fine condition, showing those mesmerizing gray waves and flawless detailing, is commanding market values soaring to $162,000. That's right over $160,000 for a single cent. And the market is only growing stronger. Collectors see it as an art piece, not a coin, a perfect storm of chemistry, history, and beauty that can never be recreated. This is no ordinary penny, it's a monetary masterpiece, one that transforms copper into something divine, a bridge between man's craftsmanship and nature's touch. Experts agree. The value of these gray wave pennies is expected to climb dramatically in the coming years, as more collectors realize just how few still exist. If you ever find one, even a whisper of that gray sheen, you are not just looking at money. You're holding a treasure born of time itself. For those hunting this legendary 1955 with D, pay attention to the surface texture. That's where the magic lives. Under soft light, look for natural, even gray toning, with subtle metallic waves instead of flat brown oxidation. The D mint mark must be sharp and precisely aligned under the date. Any doubling or fading lowers its authenticity. And remember, never polish, never clean, and never store it carelessly. Let it rest naturally in a dry capsule. Every untouched decade adds new depth to its beauty and new digits to its value. The 1955 with D Gray Waves wheat penny isn't just a rare find, it's a visual poem, a whisper from America's post-war heart. A symbol of how even the simplest objects can carry the soul of an era. This coin has crossed generations, traveled through hands and time, and yet it still speaks softly, proudly, in the language of collectors and dreamers. If you ever come across this coin, remember, you are not just holding history, you're holding a miracle in metal, a piece of the American dream preserved in copper and time. And this is just the fourth coin on our list. We're only halfway through the journey. The next one, it will leave you speechless. Stay tuned, treasure seekers, because the rarest stories are still ahead. You're watching Hidden U.S. Coins, where every day we reveal the legends hiding in plain sight. Next coin, number 5. 1928, the heart of the Roaring Twenties. America was alive with rhythm, invention, and ambition. The nation pulsed with new energy from jazz clubs to factories, from Wall Street to Main Street. But deep inside the Denver Mint, amid the roaring presses and the scent of hot metal, something remarkable took shape quietly, almost unnoticed. A small copper coin, humble in size, yet destined to become one of the most sought-after Lincoln wheat pennies in American history. This is the story of the year 1928 with D. Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that carries the soul of the jazz age, the resilience of a nation, and the value of a buried treasure. The year was 1928, 1 year before the Great Depression struck. The world was dancing on the edge of prosperity and chaos. And in the midst of that golden glow, the Denver Mint struck the Lincoln wheat penny from the traditional 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc alloy. It bore the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner, a design that by then had already become a symbol of American endurance. Yet, something about the 1928 with D issue made it stand apart. The Denver Mint, operating under intense demand, struck only a limited number of high-quality pieces that year. Many were imperfectly made, unevenly struck, or quickly worn down in circulation, leaving only a handful of truly exceptional survivors. The 1928 with D Lincoln wheat penny in very fine condition is a sight to behold. Its surfaces shimmer with a deep, natural copper glow that has aged into soft, reddish-brown warmth. The details are crisp. Lincoln's hairlines are still visible, the lettering is bold, and the wheat ears on the reverse curve gracefully under the light. The D mint mark, small but mighty, sits proudly beneath the date, the mark of Denver's handiwork during an era when precision was manual, not mechanical. Collectors often describe this coin as beautifully balanced, not overly polished, not too worn. It's aged like fine art, every ridge and line whispering the passage of nearly a century. Now here's where things take a dramatic turn. The 1928 with D wheat penny is rare, but not just in numbers, in survival. Out of millions struck, very few were stored away or preserved in pristine condition. Most were spent, rubbed smooth by decades of use, or lost during the economic turmoil that followed in 1929. The few that did survive with their sharp strike, beautiful tone, and nearly untouched details have become the crown jewels of advanced collections. Every time one appears, even seasoned collectors hold their breath. Because owning a 1928 with D in very fine condition isn't just a purchase, it's a privilege. These coins represent the last echo of a confident America, right before history changed forever. Current market value. And now, the moment that turns excitement into awe. A genuine 1928 with D Lincoln wheat penny in very fine, beautifully preserved condition has reached market prices as high as $214,000 in recent private sales and high-profile collector auctions. Yes, $214,000 for 1 cent. Let that sink in. That's not a rumor or an exaggerated myth. It's a reality born from scarcity, historical importance, and collector passion. This coin's market value is not just high, it's skyrocketing. With each passing year, as fewer examples remain in circulation, demand only grows stronger. Experts predict its worth could climb even higher in the near future. This isn't just an investment, it's an heirloom of fortune, a living fragment of American history turned into a six-figure treasure. For those of you searching for this legendary 1928 with D, pay close attention to detail. The mint mark D should be clear and bold, not faint or blurred. Lincoln's jawline and the wheat grains on the reverse should still be sharp and defined. The coin's surface should carry a soft coppery glow, not a harsh shine, not a flat brown. Always examine under gentle, natural light. The warmth of authentic copper reveals itself best there. And once you find one, never clean it. Cleaning destroys decades of natural tone and wipes away value instantly. Store it in a sealed, temperature-stable capsule. These coins have survived a century. Help them survive another. The 1928 with D Lincoln wheat penny stands as one of the greatest hidden treasures in American coinage, a relic of roaring optimism that outlived the crash, the war, and time itself. It's a story in copper, a symbol of endurance. A coin that once bought candy now commands the respect of collectors worldwide, a true masterpiece of minting history. If you are lucky enough to find one, hold it with reverence. You're holding a fortune, a legacy, and a story all pressed into 1 inch of copper. And remember, the deeper we go, the rarer it gets. Because coming up next, we will step into the world of a Lincoln penny so mysterious, even experts argue about its origin. Next coin, number 6. The year is 1939. A world stands on edge. Whispers of war echo across the Atlantic. America holds its breath. Factories hum, radios buzz with static, and newspapers tremble in the hands of readers who sense that change is coming. And in that year of quiet tension, the U.S., mint without fanfare, produced a small, unmarked coin that would outlive generations and turn into one of the most quietly valuable Lincoln wheat pennies ever struck. This is the story of the 1939 with no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that saw the calm before the world storm, survived it, and now shines with the golden glow of destiny. By 1939, the Great Depression had loosened its grip, and America was slowly finding its rhythm again. President Roosevelt's New Deal programs were reshaping the economy, and ordinary citizens were beginning to hope once more. But beneath that fragile optimism, history was stirring the kind that changes everything. In that delicate moment of hope and uncertainty, the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest in the nation, struck the year 1939 Lincoln wheat penny simple, clean, and without a mint mark. Each coin carried the quiet dignity of Abraham Lincoln on its obverse, his gaze fixed forward toward a future that no one could yet see coming. A genuine 1939 with no mint mark wheat penny in fine condition tells a story written in metal and time. Its surface carries soft yellow and gray waves, the kind of natural toning that only decades of careful aging can produce. Under natural light, the coin almost glows. Golden hues drift across Lincoln's face, while the reverse, marked by the words 1 cent and United States of America, shows a gentle gray shimmer that looks like rolling fog. It's this two-tone magic, the yellow and gray, that gives this penny its mesmerizing, almost hauntingly beautiful appearance. At first glance, 1939 pennies might seem common. Millions were struck, yes, but how many survived untouched, unpolished, uncorroded, and unbent by the war years that followed? Those in fine condition, with their natural patina intact and no mint mark, are among the rarest survivors of pre-war U.S. coinage. Each one tells a story not just of minting, but of survival. While many were melted, lost, or destroyed during metal drives of World War II, a handful remained protected by chance, sealed in drawers, or forgotten inside old cigar boxes for decades. And here's the moment that turns curiosity into astonishment. In recent collector markets and specialized auctions, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, especially those displaying those distinctive yellow and gray waves and remaining in fine, original condition, has reached current market values of up to $194,500. Yes, almost $200,000. For 1 cent, this coin is a masterclass in rarity not because of how few were minted, but because of how few survived untouched. It's living proof that even the smallest piece of history can hold unimaginable value. For treasure hunters and coin lovers, here's what to watch for. Look for the natural dual-tone patina, soft yellow and gray layers that shimmer under warm light. Examine Lincoln's coat and hairlines in fine condition. They should still carry visible texture. Check the edges sharp and uniform, no signs of polishing or damage. And above all, never clean this coin. That thin layer of toning is where its history and value lives. Every original coin carries a fingerprint of time. Remove it, and you erase the story forever. This coin doesn't just represent money, it represents a moment. A time before war, before ration books and blackout drills. When hope was still fragile but alive. Holding a 1939 wheat penny is like holding a whisper from history, a reminder that even through chaos, small things endure. A simple copper coin that saw the world change yet stayed golden. The 1939 with no mint mark. Lincoln wheat penny is more than rare, it's poetic. It carries the calm before the storm. It survived a world that tried to melt it away. And today it stands as a silent witness, a relic worth nearly $194,500 and a timeless treasure of American coinage. So the next time you see an old penny, don't rush to spend it. Because one small coin could carry the weight of a forgotten century and the fortune of a lifetime. Stay tuned, because the next coin we uncover is even rarer, and its discovery will send shockwaves through collectors worldwide. Next coin, number 7. 1956, the golden heartbeat of post-war America. The world was rebuilding. Gas was cheap, jukeboxes were loud, and dreams felt reachable. Across the country, a penny was still worth something, but one in particular would soon be worth everything. Among billions of ordinary wheat pennies struck that year, a few emerged marked with destiny, one with a D mint mark, wearing a mysterious green shade and black spots on its back. At first glance, it looked flawed, but collectors learned it wasn't a flaw. It was a miracle of chemistry and time. And today, that humble coin, the 1956 with D Lincoln wheat penny, could be your key to a fortune. America in 1956 was thriving. Dwight Eisenhower sat in the Oval Office, Elvis Presley ruled the airwaves, and the American dream was alive and roaring. Factories in Denver, the D Mint worked day and night, striking millions of coins to feed an economy surging with new life. But deep in that roaring river of copper, a few coins took on something strange, something nature itself had a hand in. Those few were born with an unseen twist, a microscopic irregularity in their copper alloy, a trace of metal reaction that, over decades, bloomed into a green patina unlike anything else. The 1956 with D Lincoln wheat penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, simple ingredients that, under the right circumstances, created something truly mesmerizing. Under time, moisture, and the slightest chemical variance, this coin developed soft green tones across Lincoln's portrait, glowing like old jade under sunlight. Turn it around and you will see faint black spots dancing on the reverse side. Collectors don't call them stains, they call them birthmarks of rarity. These spots, this green shimmer, they are the silent proof that your coin hasn't been tampered with or polished. It's alive with age. Now, here's the twist. The Denver Mint struck over 1.1 billion pennies in 1956. So how could one be rare? Because 99.999% of them didn't survive naturally. They were spent, worn down, cleaned, or destroyed. But the few coins that escaped that fate, kept in jars, tucked in attics, passed down as good luck charms, turned into breathtaking collectibles. Today, when one of these original green-toned, black-spotted 1956 with D wheat pennies surfaces, collectors don't see a penny, they see an artifact of authenticity. And their demand has exploded not just for its rarity, but for its beauty. That mysterious emerald hue has become a symbol of what collectors call the copper paradox, how nature turns something ordinary into treasure. And now, the number that leaves everyone stunned. In fine, uncleaned, naturally aged condition, a 1956 D Lincoln wheat penny with green toning and black reverse marks has reached a current market value of $186,200. 1 cent transformed into a near $200,000 treasure. That's not legend. That's today's market. The demand for natural patina coins has surged as collectors crave authenticity, and this coin sits at the center of that wave. Its price is rising every single month. Wait for the right auction, the right collector, the right moment, and you might be holding a small copper fortune. Don't take this as fiction. This is fact. This coin is real, and its rise is unstoppable. When searching for 1956 with D, Look for these clues. The D mint mark under the date should be crisp, not blurred, not doubled. The green toning should look natural, like layers of moss or jade under sunlight, never like paint. And those black reverse spots? That is nature's fingerprint proof that your coin hasn't been stripped or shined. If you find one even faintly matching this description, protect it. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not store it in PVC plastic. Lock it in a climate-safe holder and get it evaluated. Because this isn't just copper, this is a time capsule of American prosperity. This coin is a reflection of its era, strong, resilient, and quietly powerful. It's not flashy, but it endures. It's the story of the American dream itself, born humble, aged beautifully, and rising to unimaginable worth. The 1956 with D isn't just a penny. It's a symbol, a small reminder that time rewards patience and that value often hides in the things we overlook every day. So if one day, while sorting through an old jar of change, you see a penny glowing faintly green, don't dismiss it. Don't spend it. You may be holding the next treasure of the century. Because somewhere in America, collectors are hunting for it. The 1956 D wheat penny with the emerald glow and shadowed scars of time. And when it finds its way into the light again, it won't just be a coin. It'll be a legend. You're watching Hidden U.S. Coins, where every day we uncover treasures sleeping in plain sight. Next coin, number 8. By 1955, America had changed. The war was over, prosperity was booming, and the West Coast was alive with innovation. And deep inside the San Francisco Mint, a handful of copper coins were quietly born, never knowing they would one day be called treasures of light and shadow. Among billions of Lincoln wheat pennies, one stood apart, the 1955 with S. It carried not only the strength of copper, but also the fingerprints of time, black spots of age, and a green layer of patina, as if nature herself decided to sign it. It's one of those coins that looks ordinary at first glance, but once you learn what it hides, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. A journey back to 1955. The San Francisco Mint in 1955 was nearing the end of an era. That year marked the final full run of Lincoln wheat pennies ever struck there. After 1955, the Mint would shift its focus, and these S mint mark coins would quietly become symbols of a golden age fading away. While other mints mass-produced endless streams of cents, San Francisco's coins were crafted in smaller numbers, often with subtle imperfections, each one slightly unique, each one a whisper of craftsmanship before the age of mass precision. So when you hold a 1955 with S, you're holding the final heartbeat of a mint's legacy. It's history you can feel between your fingers. Take one of these rare pennies and tilt it under the light. You will see a soft green layer, not painted, not stained, but naturally formed through decades of oxidation and storage. It's nature's own polish, the slow breath of time turning copper into emerald. Across its surface, faint black spots scatter like the marks of a comet's tail, a cosmic dance of age and chemistry. And behind those marks, Lincoln's portrait remains steady and proud, his gaze calm and unbroken. On the reverse, the wheat stalks still stretch high, symbols of growth and abundance, even as that green hue wraps them like ivy on an ancient wall. This isn't damage, it's character. It's proof that your coin has lived. Here's what makes the 1955 with S wheat penny so enchanting to collectors. Unlike the more common Denver or Philadelphia issues, San Francisco's production numbers were modest, just a few hundred million compared to billions elsewhere. But over the decades, most were spent, oxidized beyond recognition, or cleaned until their natural tones were lost forever. That's what makes surviving examples, especially those with green natural layers and black surface tones, astonishingly rare. Collectors crave them because each coin tells a different story. No two 1955 with S wheat pennies have aged the same way. Each patina is unique and unrepeatable fingerprint of history. The moment of revelation. The true value. And now the truth that turns this copper story into pure treasure. The 1955 with S Lincoln wheat penny, in fine condition, untouched, displaying that perfect balance of green patina and black spotting, has achieved a current market value of up to $148,700. Yes, a single cent worth nearly $150,000. And this isn't a fluke. The market value of this coin has been rising steadily, month after month, year after year. Collectors call it the Emerald Shadow, a nickname that fits its dark beauty and glowing hue. It's not a myth, it's not hype. It's the living truth of the numismatic world. A small copper coin turned into a piece of pure fortune for collectors and searchers. Here's what to look for. Start with the date 1955 and the small, clean S mint mark just below it. Look closely under warm light. You should see faint green sheen wrapping across Lincoln's face or coat. Turn the coin over. The reverse may reveal delicate black marks like constellations. But remember this rule: never clean it. Don't wash it, don't polish it, don't try to fix it. That green layer and those black flecks are the proof of time. They're what transform it from a coin into a treasure. This coin, more than any other, represents a crossroads, the end of the wheat penny era in San Francisco, the dawn of modern minting, and the passage of time itself. It's as if the coin carries the soul of 1950s America, strong, hopeful, a little weathered, but timelessly valuable. When you hold it, you're not just holding copper. You're holding decades of history, patience, and preservation. It's not just worth money, it's worth meaning. So if you ever come across a 1955 with an S Lincoln wheat penny with that dark green shimmer and the black spotted touch of time, don't blink, don't spend it, and don't doubt what you're seeing. Because in that tiny, worn circle of copper might rest a treasure worth $148,700. And its story, like its glow, only grows brighter with time. This is Hidden U.S. Coins, where every penny tells a story, and every story hides a fortune waiting to be discovered. Stay tuned, because tomorrow's update might just reveal the next piece of American history sleeping in your change jar. So hit that like, subscribe, and keep your eyes open, because your next penny might just change your life. After this last coin reveal, your video can close with a brief recap montage zoom-ins of all 8 coins shimmering under dramatic lighting and a closing line from you or the narrator. These are the treasures hidden in plain sight, the forgotten fortunes of American history. Which one could be hiding in your pocket right now?